This is Stars and Scopes with your pal Uma Ruby. Updated every new and full moon with guidance based on planetary transits in the current sky and extra support from tarot. For accuracy, do listen to your rising sign first if you know it, but do feel free to listen to your sun, moon and rising if you'd like the full picture. If you're loving this work and you've got some coins to spare, throw them in the tin over at buymeacoffee.com/Uma Ruby and you can buy me a coffee. Okay, let's drop into it. Hello Pisces and Pisces rising, welcome to your horoscope. Happy Pride Month, by the way. You look great. I thought I'd make an effort. My look is a mixture of Julia Roberts from Sleeping with the Enemy and also the fixed star Algol. But that's a story for another time. There's so much to get through with these readings, and I thought that I'd give it a go. I thought I'd diversify yet again to see if the visual component was good with the audio. So this is a podcast, but it will also be available on YouTube that you can watch and see what I've come up with. Full moon in Sagittarius. That's happening on the 14th of June at I think 9:52 p.m. if you're in the Southern Hemisphere with me. This is all playing out in your 10th house of your most public self, how you're perceived by the greater collective, your career, your life's work in a sense. So when a full moon happens here, it's a great time to let go of some of the disappointments, whatever it is that's related to that part of your life that either didn't come to fruition and you can just kiss it back to the moon and let it go, or it's a time to really revel in what it is that you've created in that part of your life and really, commune with the moon and dance with her. It's really positive, great stuff. Usually, unfortunately, we happen to have quite a difficult aspect astrologically. So when a T-square happens, we have competing energies happening with 3 planets. So this full moon, we've got the sun in Gemini, beaming its light over to the moon in Sagittarius, allowing us to see that beauty and then let go, give it back to her, whatever we don't need in that part of our lives anymore. These 2 planets have formed a T-square, quite a direct one. It's nearly exact, with Neptune in Pisces, in your first house, which is your soul purpose, your reason for being here. That's what I believe anyway. There's many different forms of astrology, but I study the esoteric school of thinking, and that's where the idea of soul purpose in the first comes from. Your rising sign is really your essence. It's really what, I guess subliminally, it's what other people see first, what they recognize in you, and it's working with those traits and that energy, and also giving yourself a bit of relief from any kind of judgment you may have about your innate sensibilities. That's what the first house represents. So Neptune's in there. Neptune is the modern ruler of Pisces. Neptune is the illusionary one. It's the magician. It's the great sort of how do we describe it? Like the great deluder in a lot of ways, let's be honest, and particularly in this lower vibration, because a T-square is difficult energy. So it's kind of like a fight for supremacy in some way, or it's a push and pull. The last couple of moons that I've talked about, we have had some sort of T-square happening with different planets around the zodiac. This time it's Neptune. Neptune's been really sweet to us for most of this year. It's been happy as Larry at home in Pisces, can be themselves there, beautiful stuff. But now this T-square is bringing up some things to look at. So what one way to look at it might be is what about your public persona, your career, doesn't have to be, but like the way that you're publicly received, what about that is an illusion or potentially is a delusion? Where is it that you can't see what is that saying? The grass from the trees, whatever. What can we do to use this energy and use the light from the sun and the moon to really focus in on that idea? The moon's in a positive aspect, though, as well. That's a good thing to remember. The moon's in a trine, which is supportive energy, with Mars in Aries. So if you think about the fire and the optimism and the kind of passion for knowledge and the sort of chase for the next frontier, which is what Sagittarius really is, that kind of energy. And that's, I assume, how you approach your public self in your career. Like there's always that thirst for knowledge and for learning and you know, discovering the next frontier. And Aries is all about direction, about, you know, forward moving energy, about action. So, and Mars is happy in Aries. They're having the time of their lives in there. So that's a great energy to sort of counterbalance some of this potential delusion. It actually doesn't have to be a bad thing that there's delusion there, or there's maybe illusion. Maybe it's your inability to see your potential. Maybe there's some sort of illusion that you have about your career or about your public self, that you think, you know, perhaps you're not worthy, or perhaps, you know, whatever. It doesn't matter what it is, but those kinds of things, Mars can be a supportive sort of boost in the right direction. Mars in Aries is in your second house of your coin, your money, how you make it work. So they're related in a really great way. The sun is also in more positive aspects. So the sun is in a positive aspect with Saturn, who's still in Aquarius. So this is 12th house stuff for you. This is the unconscious. We've talked about Saturn before in this space. We've talked about the restriction, sometimes the gag order, but also rules, regulations, processes are what Saturn is really good at too. So I'm kind of getting the sense that maybe there's something about your public self that is maybe slightly out of the box. And there's maybe some negative self-talks creeping in, or there's maybe you've been received in some way publicly that's not so nice, or something's happened there where you've lost a bit of, the wind's come out of your sails in that sense, in that 10th house world. So remember that Saturn's in Aquarius, in your 12th house, unconscious, the dream land. They're happy, they're home there. Saturn's really at home in Aquarius, rules Aquarius. Mars rules Aries. So these two supportive aspects can somehow help us look at the potential negativity with Neptune in Pisces, which is also at home. So, you know, there's different ways to look at the astrology in these different ways. I've got the tarot cards here for all of these different points, but we can look at them quickly. So the degree that the moon's at, which is at 23 degrees in Sagittarius, is the 10 of Wands. So that talks about sort of exhaustion. That talks about sort of being at the end of one's tether, in too much load on the back. That could be something that's in there about this career stuff. Maybe you've been working at something for a while and you've been optimistic because of all the beautiful energy that's been going through Pisces this year. The Jupiter-Neptune conjunction was powerful, you know, for the self and for your identity. You're probably really magnetic right now in a lot of ways, but we've got to turn that coin in the second house, and we've got to charge ahead with our career. So there might be, you know, 23 degrees in Sag, 10 of Wands. It's that, oh God, really? Like, do I have to? Okay, I'll do it. The support there is the 3 of Wands. That's the Aries card. So the 3 of Wands is the setting sail, looking forward and moving ahead. So this is real encouragement for you to take a breath at this new moon, full moon, let go of whatever it is that's kind of cramping your style, let it go to Luna, and know that Mars is there, like, on your team with the plan to get you to the next stage. I kind of get a sense that it's like new for you. It's the beginning of something fresh. So that's really great. That's really positive. I think that the other cards that we can quickly look at, you know what? I've somehow over prepared because I'm a Pisces rising. So in my own like 10th house career and public self, I've been like, oh no, I'm professional. I'm good at this. So I've got a lot of information on this desk that you can't see. But what I'm going to do with, like I have done in the other readings, I'm going to pull a more intuitive tarot spread too. I'll leave those cards. I mean, 10 of Swords is where the sun is in Gemini, so that's sort of like the sun rising on something really difficult. If this is causing you mental anguish, know that we're going to burst you through to the next level. The Ten of Swords is a really difficult card sometimes. It can be a real pain in the back. But also, it's the sun in Gemini. So it's the sun's rising after this difficulty. Remember that. But let's pull some tarot and let's see what Spirit wants to say in addition to this. I'm just going to pull 3 cards. What can you tell me? Ooh. Okay, so I've got the Queen of Swords. This is nice. This is maybe a nice influence for you. Is there someone around you that sort of got the truth in their back pocket and kind of won't let you get away with anything, but will definitely tell you with all honest truth what they perceive to be the truth? Because let's be honest, life's all about perception. What else? What do we got? Oh, I've got the 3 of Cups. That's beautiful in conjunction with this. That's really nice. There's going to be some sort of reconciliation, some sort of reunion. And one more card, please, Spirit. Aha, the 9 of Wands. Okay, so that's sort of maybe related to where the moon's at. The moon's just passed by the 9 of Wands. This is also another Sagittarius card. So this is telling me that you are out of hermit mode, Pisces. It's really, you've had that, and it's really important to go into that space. It's really important to retreat, and to either to retreat to learn or to retreat to protect your energy. That's so fine. But I think that there's something here about kind of standing in your power in some way. I think Sag in the 10th house is a really kind of confident energy. So let's get you back to that space of confidence. You know what you're doing, you know what you're talking about, and there are folks around you that are really supporting you. You've got a little cheer squad here, which is really lovely. There's one in particular who maybe is a bit more discerning, but I don't know, she's on your side too. She's really in support. Maybe in some ways we can look at this Queen of Swords energy as Saturn in Aquarius, in that dreamscape, the rules and regulations of the unconscious, which you're a pro at, Pisces. So maybe that's what we can look at this. Maybe this is Saturn there egging you on. Whatever it is you're cooking up, you've got like full support of the stars and planets. And I think some of your friends too are just waiting to tell you how proud they are of you. That's really nice. So whatever delusion that you're suffering with, or whatever, illusion of faith or confidence or anything like that, if you're sort of fallen out of favor with what it is that you've been working on so hard, know that that will pass. Look at the bigger picture, zoom out. Whenever I feel like that, craggy, and this reading is kind of for me too, because I'm a Pisces rising, but whenever I'm feeling a bit sort of, oh, whoops, shouldn't have done that, or maybe I'm not so as good as I thought, I zoom out. And then that's why I look at astrology. That's why I look at the planets and see where they're at, because there's a whole bunch of like opportunity for acceptance about what it is that's happening here and here, because it's all kind of, we're a mirror for them and they're a mirror for us. Never live your life by them, and don't ever fear the planets. You've got nothing to fear when you're working with this kind of energy. You've got everything to gain. You've got so much empathy as it is. One more thing I'll say before we go is that in the major arcana, the major secrets of the tarot, the Temperance card is the Sagittarian energy. And this talks about, I guess it's nice in this image, she's got Capricorn in one hand and Scorpio on the other, two kind of conflicting, potentially, vibes, but Sagittarius is the mediator, and there's a balance between fire and water in life. So you're not a bad person for being really wrapped up and really like into whatever this is, this next frontier. Maybe you've spent a lot of, I'm not going to say too much, but a lot of time focusing in on that, maybe to the slight detriment of other responsibilities in life. Maybe there are some girls, some friends, some girlfriends that are missing you right now that want to just tell you how proud they are of you. So look out for that. And balance. It's hard for a Pisces. You get sort of doozy up the whipsy, you fly away. That's just who you are, and that's okay. That's part of the sort of maybe the lower vibration Neptune in Pisces right now, that illusion. But come back to Earth, because everyone's waiting here for you and they can't wait to celebrate you because you're gorgeous. That's it for me, Pisces. Full moon blessings. Thank you so much for being here and listening in again. Head over to YouTube if you wanted to see what I cooked up as far as just, a little bit of pride for myself. Until I speak to you again in 2 weeks, there'll be a new moon in Cancer, which will be a lovely heartfelt one that you can really identify with, another water sign. So until then, much love. Do take care of yourself, and whatever is not sitting right with your public self, the way that you're perceived, let it go. Let it go to the moon when you see her. It's going to be a big bright one, so you'll be able to physicalize that offer, I love you. My name's Uma. Head over to my website, umaruby.com. I've just put up a whole fresh menu for different readings that I've been working on. I've incorporated tarot and astrology into these readings, so we get a mixture of both, kind of like we do here, but longer form, obviously, and to do with your chart. So check it out if you'd like to sit with me by the fireside. I'm accepting tips at buymeacoffee.com/Uma Ruby if you felt generous. Much love to you, full moon blessings, and I'll see you next time. Bye.